And hello and welcome to our weekly ASM Talks show, hosted by Eric Olson, who we absolutely love because he's so energetic and so wild that everyone's attention is definitely tuned in. And we have our fabulous student here, continuing our theme with the voice, Claire Stinson, who is an amazing student, and we get to know you this time. And it is very exciting for us to have someone so enthusiastic and such an amazing student on the show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And she's a fellow Tiger girl. All right, Claire Stinson is a sophomore at Chagrin Falls High School. She's been studying voice at the Aurora School of Music for over 3 years and is a seasoned member of the a cappella group Double Treble. Claire is also a member of Chagrin Falls Singers, the select choir group at her school, and enjoys participating in musical theater productions. We'll have to talk about that. When she's not singing, Claire runs with her school's state qualifying cross-country and track teams. She also loves to ski, read, travel with her family, and spend time with friends. Claire plans to attend college and hopes to continue singing while she learns skills for the future. She also hopes to keep traveling and making friends around the world. Welcome to the program, Claire Stinson.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Vera, what are your questions that you have at this point to begin things?
Well, I mean, obviously I see you week to week coming smiling in the waiting room, and I hear from Miss Hannah, who your teacher is for the last 3 years, that you are incredibly motivated and very mature for your age. And I understand also you sometimes take charge of the a cappella group and you lead them. I just wanted to know, what do you feel that, how would you describe your life before ASM and now life with ASM?
Well, I've been doing musical theater since I was in like 4th grade, but that was kind of the only like professional singing that I was doing. And so once I got like an actual voice teacher, the growth of my voice was really amazing, and also being able to like take charge in an a cappella group and just being able to have that experience. Like I wouldn't have been able to get that awesome experience anywhere else. And it's really grown my repertoire and like what I can do overall. So it's awesome experience overall.
That's awesome. I mean, I have the privilege to see you recital to recital. Not just as an audience, but I get to play for you, which is super fun. And then, of course, you participate in the pop concerts as well. And so a lot of performances that are going on. Would you say that these tremendous opportunities for not only once a year performance, but having 4 times recital, the pop concert, and then the a cappella and special gigs that you do on top, would you say that it really helped your confidence? Like, how do you feel about performing today versus before?
It's so much easier. Like, just being able to stand up in front of people and sing, I mean, that used to really, like, stress me out a lot before, but now I can get up in front of a coffee shop and just sing the songs we've been working on a cappella, which is really a cool thing to do.
Like in Route 44 you guys did,
yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, and you had some solos in there, correct?
Yeah, I actually,
wow.
I didn't actually like have a solo, but one of my friends was sick, so I had to fill in for her. So that was a little nerve-wracking.
Oh, that's right. I heard on the spot. Took over another voice part and performed it on the spot. Pro, thank you. Thank you.
I bet the customers were surprised when y'all broke out in song.
You know, it was a little bit like a musical.
So I'm always interested in origins. How did you start singing in the first place? And can you remember what some of those original songs were or styles? And you say you've been doing musical theater since you were in 4th grade. What are some of your shows and some of your favorite roles?
Let's see. So we started out, our school put on the production of Alice in Wonderland, and I was the March Hare, so it's like the Mad Hatter's like friend. And
Minion.
Yes, exactly. So that was really like my first experience being on the stage, and I absolutely loved it. And then we had the opportunity in 5th grade to join our the intermediate school select choir. So that was the same director as the musicals, and that was really cool just to be able to interact with her like outside of it and actually perform in like a choir. So that was really cool. And since then, I've been doing my school musicals every year, and I started actual school choir in 7th grade, and I've been doing that up until present day. So it's kind of been a constant part of my life for the past, as long as I can remember.
I don't think I can see you live without singing.
No, I did piano before a little bit, and that's kind of like introduced me to singing, because sometimes my piano teacher would have me like sing along with some of the songs I was playing. So, and then I kind of fell in love with that, and piano kind of fell to the side. So
That's great. So we didn't know you as a piano student, because when you were young,
yes,
tiny,
tiny,
that
tiny.
was somewhere else. But how did you hear about us to come here? Because a lot of times what happens is you're in Chagrin Falls, we're in Aurora, people start playing an instrument in their home, close to home, and then how did you end up here?
Well,
Do you know that?
a lot of my friends got voice teachers, and I really wanted that experience to grow my voice. And a lot of them took with someone named Kathy, but she was pretty much booked because all of them were taking with her. And then my mom was doing some research, and she found Aurora School of Music, and I'm so happy that she did, because there's just so many opportunities here.
Great. Well, we totally love you here as a student, so this is great.
Word of mouth, the best possible marketing.
Yeah, and then I've got some of my friends here, because I got Isabel Coy here, and she loves it too. So.
Oh, and do you guys go to school together? And same class?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Look what you find out coming to ASM
Absolutely.
Talks. This is
How many
really
kids
good.
from Chagrin would you guess attend here?
I know a couple of cello and violin and piano students have taken here in the past. I think there's only 3, or I know there's 3 voice students that go here now, but I'm not really quite sure about the others.
But you know what? You were coming here having a cappella every week. And it's right now, I understand 13 or 14 of you guys. You grew really big
Grew a
from
lot.
an 8 to 7 group. And I understand the bonding is amazing.
Yes.
So what I think is so exciting is that as you go to a public school like Chagrin or Twinsburg or Solon, you're so used to your age and your friends from that school. So you met people you would have never met any other way than the a cappella, right?
Yeah.
So how would you describe that group, the bonding, and what gave you as a positive?
Well, like you said, Chagrin's a really small school, so
Yes.
I've really known these kids my whole life. So it was really fun to come here and get to know kids from other schools and make connections with them. And we are just such a tightly knit group, because you have to be able to make the
Yes.
music that we do. And I don't know, it's just, we kind of pretty much all bonded immediately, because we're all such different personalities, but everyone kind of plays off each other, and it's a really inclusive group, so no one, I feel really feels left out, and everyone mostly feels included. So it's just an overall really good environment to be in, and it's really welcoming and awesome.
That's awesome. And you guys have different parts. Now, with your skills that I understand is so much more matured and your age and your amazing musicianships, would you say that you'd be interested also arranging yourself in the future?
Maybe.
Because I understand you've done some surprising moments in this a cappella where you have to
Yes.
step in and helped with certain revoicings or had to change some parts that maybe didn't work as well, and then you had ideas for it.
Yeah, I've actually been playing. I've played with some stuff in the past that Hannah and Mindy have kind of assigned to me. But I would be really interested in arranging some of the stuff if I can find the time to do so.
Great.
For the pop concert, I think I'm actually gonna not arrange, but pull out the harmonies to some of the songs and perform
See,
that,
I
so.
knew something was cooking in there.
Yes, so that'll be
See,
really
that
fun.
was great. That is awesome. Well, we can't wait to hear that on May 2nd on a pop concert. So this is going to be very exciting.
Yes.
And are you planning on also doing a solo for the pop concert?
Yes.
Great. Do you know which song?
I think it's actually going to be a duet with, actually I don't know who at the moment, but it's a song by the Brother Brothers. It's not a very well-known band. I forget what it's called right now. We just started working on it last week, but
Well, that's okay.
It's really
far
cool.
away. We have some recitals coming up. Are you going to do those in February?
I think so. If I can, I think we still need to sign up for them, but I'm pretty sure that.
I get to accompany. I'm very excited about that. That's great.
As a relative outsider, I'm very interested. I'm sure you had a very nice voice. I'm sure you sang very well before you started the lessons. It would seem to me from the outside that the greatest growth, and it certainly would apply to the a cappella, would be the development of your ear, and to hear and to be able to stay with those parts and not drift, which is, that's my problem. I always have to sing lead because I drift.
Yeah.
I'm a drifter. So is that true, that you have learned that in particular and developed that skill, the ear for the harmonies and staying on part?
Yes, definitely. It's really helpful because having so many different voices in the a cappella group, you have to really be in tune with your part and especially like listening to the other parts, because if they're not clicking, like you gotta fix that because it's not the same. So my ear has definitely grown in that sense. And being able to just pick up on some harmonies for doing backup during the pop concerts, like that's been really helpful too.
Or in the car?
Exactly.
Right.
Just start singing harmonies.
Just playing.
I'm just making that harmony line up. It's not even in the song. Ha, ha, ha. I am more sophisticated.
Exactly.
Very cool. And socially, you guys were talking about kind of the bonding within the group. An a cappella group, I mean, every voice is equally important. And all those voices make a whole, this collective that
Right.
you create.
Exactly.
And that's so it's like a marriage is 1 and 1 makes 3. In this case, it's 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 makes, but 3, it also makes 1. So ultimately, your goal is to perform as one.
Yes.
And that's, I would think, very satisfying and gratifying when you're able to pull it off, which is hard.
Yeah, when everything like blends perfectly, it's just amazing. And we've grown so much as like a group over the years because we started when we were in middle school and now most of the members are in high school, and it's crazy like watching videos from our first pop concert and then listening to our last pop concert. Like we're actually in tune now.
That's great. I would have one more question for you. There are so many people who take voice lessons. They have different experiences. What is your favorite thing specifically about your voice lesson with Miss Hannah at the Aurora School of Music? What would you pick as your favorite thing about it? Or something that stays with you week after week, or that's something that you can maybe verbalize that you appreciate, that you can see that is a value added?
Well, when I come in, and if I'm having like a rough day, it's always like, it's almost like therapy for me because I come in and then I'm singing, I'm doing what I love, and then I come out and I'm like a completely different person because, I don't know, it makes me happy, you know? And just every part of it, being able to just talk to Hannah, she's such like a personable person, and just singing and experimenting with pop and then classical music and incorporating a cappella into all of it. It's just such like a happy place to be, and just like it just kind of like fills my soul whenever I'm here.
That's wonderful. So would you say that your teacher is totally in tune with you? I have a feeling you walk in the door, you don't even have to say anything. And Miss Hannah knows
Definitely.
that what kind of day you had, or where are you as a person, right?
Yeah. I love like the first thing she said is like, what's up, what's new? And then like most of the lesson, it's like 10 minutes, you just kind of talk and like catch up about the day, and then the rest of it is singing. But it's really important to kind of have that connection, or else like you can't, I feel like I'd be afraid to make mistakes or experiment with stuff around her.
Right. So your learning is so much more effective when you're comfortable, happy, you're relaxed, and your teacher, and you have that amazing. Now, would you say when you have substitutes on those few occasions, did you feel that this was happening, or how would you explain a situation when Miss Hannah is not there, she's doing a concert, or she's out of town, and you have a substitute here at ASM? How did you can be all positive, all whatever you want to say?
It's definitely nerve-wracking singing in front of a new person, but also like you get a different perspective. And like,
Yes.
I was preparing for an audition, and I had a substitute, and she really like helped me fine-tune everything and gave me different advice that like Hannah didn't have the opportunity to give me yet. So it was really just helpful, and overall a good experience. I mean, all of the teachers here are really knowledgeable and know what they're doing, so like having a different ear hear things is very helpful.
Well, I think so too, and also it's a good challenge. It's a good thing to have that, sometimes not have that comfort level and not that familiarity, and you feel like, oh,
I'm
I
actually
gotta do it
performing.
now. Yeah, exactly, right? It's almost like a master class.
Exactly.
Which you already had experience in, not just in a master class, right? But also you had the studio departmental voice master classes also, which you're doing really well. But I noticed front of a completely non-familiar person versus someone who you know kind of, but they don't work with you on a regular basis. And you have an amazing audience right here, and you have to change things on the spot.
Definitely
And
nerve-wracking.
and it's nerve-wracking.
But it was a really cool experience.
Right, and I'm sure you agree with me, when you do something, a change in front of an audience where your adrenaline is a little higher than usual, your memory is much deeper.
Definitely.
So you remember those for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and it's good to have the positive feedback that the
That's
audience
right.
have to give.
That's right. You mean woohoo?
Exactly.
Right?
I think arts/performance training in general is exactly what the two things you were just saying, those two opposite. Whereas you want the comfort, you want the routine, you want to be able to rely on that, but periodically you got to be yanked out of that
Exactly.
into something different and have a completely different perspective. And sure, it's a little challenging, but that's one of the things you have to face. You know, it's hard being a performer.
But it's helpful
It's
to
getting
grow.
you ready for that future.
Yeah.
Now, I understand you don't necessarily want to pursue music for your life vision, which you never know, it might change.
You never know.
You might be sitting on those statistics classes in university and say, oh, I want to be a singer, because you have. But our purpose at ASM is to have you prepared so well that you have a choice with success. Because music is a very competitive field, and you have to be in shape all the time. So changing from music to engineering to anything else is cognitive, so it's possible. But if you take an undergrad in science or anything like that, and then you want to do your master's in voice, it's being like a ballerina. You're not in shape, and it's very, very difficult. So that's why we are kind of very much nurture students like you who have a wonderful opportunity if you wanted to. But we want to also hear about your other passions.
Okay, so as he already said, I'm a runner at my school.
That's great.
That's another thing that's kind of a stress reliever for me, just to be with my team and have fun with them. I just
You
went.
do it competitively, I guess.
Yes, I do. Our team went to states for the past 2 years in cross country, and then our 4x800 team, which I wasn't on, but they actually won the state title for like 4 years in a row, I think.
Chicken Falls is not messing.
They are not messing around.
Never been messing around athletically.
No.
When I was there, which was, a few years ago, we won the state in football.
Oh.
Wow.
That was a while ago.
Yes.
And our baseball team went to, I think, the quarterfinals.
Oh, wow.
That's great. So, no pressure, Claire, but when I was your age, I did music and sports equally. So you might be actually one day a really amazing professional musician.
I know.
And of course, we want to wish the best for you with all your endeavors. And we love you at ASM, and we hope to see you for many more years.
Definitely.
And thank you so much for coming. And thank you for Eric Olson for hosting us tonight.
My
and
pleasure.
hope to see all of you, the great audience, for you to follow Claire and see us on Facebook.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.